Hi everyone, it's Tanya from Cuppa Cha, and today I have my friend Kym Cooper from the Steepery Tea Co with me up in Brisbane. I've come up for the Brisbane Brewing, which was on over the weekend, and that was fantastic. Kym, congratulations.
Thank you.
So today we're going to be talking about black tea, and we're looking at the two powerhouses of the black tea. Generically, you think of either Indian style tea or Chinese style black tea, and they are very different. There are, of course, exceptions to the rule. It's more CTC versus Orthodox tea, but Kym knows a little bit more about the black tea side of it, so that's why I've got her on board to help us with it. So Kym, what we're going to talk about today is the differences between CTC and full leaf tea. Full leaf tea tends to be thought of as Chinese tea because that's the home of tea, isn't it, really?
Right,
and where black tea developed and everything.
Yeah.
And black tea was planted and encouraged by the British in India. And they're the ones that developed this very fine cut CTC style. And so explain a little bit the differences between the two, as in
sure.
strength and that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start with the CTC. So CTC stands for crush, tear, curl. Tanya's just going to put that up to the...
Oh, that's picking it up quite well.
It is, isn't it? I was a bit worried it would be too much depth of colour.
Yeah.
So crush, tear, curl. So from that you can assume that it's a very mechanised style of process. So there are machines that have these rotravines. Is that what they're? Rotravines.
Okay.
That sort of cut and tear and curl the actual leaf. It is surprisingly a full leaf when it starts the process, and then it gets ground down through the machine rollers into what looks like little pellets almost. This particular example, you can actually get different granularity of the pellets themselves. So this is a very small cut CTC. Yep. You can also get a larger style CTC as well.
So that one is going to be far more robust, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
That's because it's almost the look of like an Irish breakfast, a stronger black tea.
That's exactly right. So with CTC, what you're looking for from a brewing from the actual liquor at the end of the brewing process is a very strong, rich, robust flavour in the cup. A lot of the time CTC is the base, traditionally is the base in chai masala tea.
Yep.
Because of the way that it can extract that tea liquor.
Yeah, the full flavour.
That full flavour.
That holds up against all the milk and the spices.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the CTC.
Mm-hmm. And then this one is...
That is it's a very tippy. It's an actual Assam tea. The grade of the tea is a SFT.
I can't believe you can remember that.
Special. Oh, now I'm gonna. Now you got me spelled.
It's okay.
Can't think of the full. It's SFT, FGP, I think it is.
Okay.
But I just have to double check.
Because India has its own grading styles.
It does have its own grading.
Grading classification, I should say.
That's exactly right. And in saying that, it can, even though there's a classification system, it still will vary from garden to garden. So it's always something to just be mindful of when you're purchasing that style of tea. But I guess
it's complicated in tea, isn't it?
It's very It is very complicated.
Very complicated.
You think you understand the systems or grading systems, and then once you start to look into it and see more and more samples, what you believe you understood can be sometimes, it's easily corrected by new information.
So this is an example that Orthodox or full leaf tea is of course available in India, but India is synonymous with the CTC because it was developed there.
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now the next one, we're going to look there. Oh, It's because we've got the sun coming
I
in the
think
window.
it is.
This is
Yeah,
wonderful.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Okay, so this is a...
So this is a full leaf, I guess Orthodox style, but it's actually, this particular tea is a Chinese tea. It's a Kym tea, and it's the reason for the shape, it's a black snail, so it's been twisted into that loopy style. So this is a very more traditional style of black tea, or red tea as it's known in China.
Exactly. So, like we said before, the Orthodox full leaf tea is very much Chinese. I have seen some broken cut up leaf tea coming out of China, but it's not known for it at all. Definitely not this very fine CTC, is it?
Yeah.
So let's brew some up so we can show the difference in the colours.
Yes, let's do that.
And the different styles of brewing as well, because full leaf black tea is definitely more attuned to the Gaiwan in China, but the Indian teas are more the teapot, made for the Western market.
That's exactly right.
Because it was the British that started it.
It was, that's it.
Okay.
So we'll just brew up some of this one.
So what sort of ratios would you use for a CTC?
So for a CTC, I still tend to use around 2 grams of leaf per 200 mils of water.
Okay.
That's sort of what I'm working towards. These teapots that we're using today are around 450 mils, but I'll just fill them up to the 400 mil mark. So I'll put into here 4 grams of tea. So the big thing with CTC teas are that they are really designed for taking of milk. So and they're really only designed to be ever brewed on once.
Yes, single use.
A single use.
Yep.
Tea there. So I'll just pop it in there.
So this would be 2 or 3 minutes, or 3 minutes for the...
They're very long extraction times, particularly when you're wanting to brew with milk. So for this particular tea, I'd let it go for 5 minutes.
Oh, yum.
So really rich and robust.
Okay.
I actually don't have a preference for drinking this tea on its own like this. But the reason that I have it is I brew up chai masala myself. So I would actually sit this on the stovetop and let it just bubble away together with the spices.
Yep.
That's how sort of my...
And the tea from Assam is very full-bodied. It's the big leaf, isn't it? Tea plant.
Yes. So it's the Camellia sinensis variety Assamica, that India bush tea plant. So that's what I'm looking for. It's gone a bit heavy-handed there. Now it is possible. So this is the Assam, the long leaf. The very with the very tippy tip, so it's quite a lot of bud content in there. It is possible to drink an Assam longleaf plain as well, and they're typically really well known for their malty and woody style of notes, and that will differ in the time or the length of time that you actually brew the tea. So if you're wanting to drink it as a plain without any sort of additives such as milk, I'd be brewing for around sort of 2.5 minutes. If I wanted to leave it in to take milk, it would be up to that 5 minute mark.
5 minutes.
Again. Okay, so we'll get those. Should we get those?
Let's them go.
Given the fact that they're...
get them going, and we'll just time it as well. You've got a watch on?
No, I do not. I was just trying to have a look if I can grab my phone on this.
Is it over there?
I've just picked up the time on my oven, which I can see is
very technical here.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Typically, I have my phone right next to me, but I
know.
have not brought it.
And normally I would have my phone, but it's taping us at the moment.
Okay.
So now we're going to look at the Chinese style.
Yes, well now we'll also brew up the Chinese style, and my favourite method of brewing most of teas is in a gaiwan. So that's probably the biggest difference, as Tanya mentioned, in the brewing styles. Whereas with the Chinese blacks or reds, I'd typically pick up a gaiwan to start to brew them.
And the Chinese teas typically don't have that maltiness, do they? They tend to be more the fruity, natural fruity.
I would say that's exactly right, Tanya. I in this particular tea, it's the fruit notes, it's that spiciness almost as well.
Yeah.
Sort of that vanilla spice, I guess, from a sweetness perspective.
And you also find, of course, the lapsans. Which were started in China, which is the smoked tea as well.
That's right. Yeah. Yes. Very, very famously known, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So, what sort of infusion time on this is?
This is going to be very short infusion time. So I put 5 grams of leaf in there, and this one holds about 110 mils.
Okay,
it's quite small, and just an infusion time of around. Probably 25 to 30 seconds.
Okay.
This one.
And then with subsequent infusions, they go that little bit longer.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Just building on that time over.
Because I know the oolongs from Taiwan, you have that long infusion to start with to open up the leaf.
That's right.
And then it goes short again and then builds from there.
Yeah.
So as you can see, that's a very quick infusion.
Yeah.
But how many infusions would you get out of this one?
Out of this black tea, I would probably say you'd manage to get maybe 4 or 5 of good strong infusions.
Yep.
And it gets lighter, and I guess it depends on your flavour preference in terms of whether that you find that.
Yep. Just I can see that. And then with I know the CTC is a single.
Yes.
So we can only use those leaves once.
Yep.
This one here, it's a full leaf, the Orthodox Assam.
That's right.
How many infusions would you get?
Possibly 2. You would definitely get 2 if you're not brewing with milk. If you are trying to get that long extraction to drink it with milk, I would say realistically only 1. Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So how's our time on them going?
So this one would certainly be good to drink plain if we were going to do that. So should I pour those out?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, fantastic.
Beautiful. And we'll let this one sit
This
for a
one
bit.
just needs to go for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So should I pour out
Yes,
this one as well,
let's do
just
the
so we can have a
Chinese.
little look at the colour difference?
Okay.
So now we'll pour out
Yes.
this one.
Wow, that's really red.
It's really red, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think even you can.
Yeah.
That will come up in the screen there, but it's got that really rich.
Really rich here. Okay. So what would be good now is if we can show the difference. Say the Chinese and I think this will be easier.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that one's the Chinese in your hand now.
That's right.
And this is the CTC,
CTC.
in this. And I think people can see the difference, the depth of difference between those two. And then the Indian one and the Chinese one as well. For me, there's only a light difference between them, but still the Indian is far more red.
It is more red, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But it's
between the two.
Little slip.
Yeah. So, well, let's have a little taste difference. I'm going to start with the Chinese because it's lighter.
The lighter one.
Yeah. It's all fruity.
It is, isn't it?
Really
Yeah,
fruity
really
and
fruity and
sweet.
sweet.
Yeah. The Maillard effect has happened there for sure.
It has.
Yeah. So the Assam. It's light, but I wouldn't say the maltiness is starting there, isn't it?
It is. I think that's the main difference in the flavour of the two.
Like it's still a little sweet, but that Chinese is like almost super sweet compared to the Indian one.
That's exactly right.
So in the CTC, no, this will be bold.
Yeah.
Oh, but that still tastes very good.
It's a very with all teas there's varying qualities, and
Yes.
it's a very good quality CTC.
That's actually very sweet and fruity to me
It
as
is.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually reminds me a little bit of the tea farm up in North Queensland as well, which has got a real
does it?
fruitiness. So therefore I'm interested in the soil, would be interesting with these teas.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I think we've given a good coverage here on the different types. So now when you go looking for a black tea in a cafe,
Yes.
you can sort of ask them, is it a Chinese black or an Indian black
That's
tea?
right. That's a good
But it
question,
gives a basic understanding of the differences between the two countries and the origins of these style of teas. So the Chinese tea will be traditionally lighter, full leaf, and the Indian tea, which is the CTC, will be bolder, stronger, and brewed to a strength that's good for masala chai or with milk, adding your milk. So it's the classic, breakfast teas, being English, Irish, Yorkshire. We got a lot of English in there.
Do, yeah,
The Great Britain, it's and Scottish blends as well. So thanks very much for joining me today, Kym. Thanks for explaining this, and thanks for bringing out all your brewing equipment for me. If you enjoyed today's video, could you please give us the thumbs up, just like this? Yeah, double thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It's free, and I will see you next time.
Yeah,
see ya.
thanks, Tanya. Bye.